Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my little corner of YouTube. Whether you sought this video out intentionally or stumbled upon it by chance, thank you for joining me. In this video, I am going to show you how I repurpose Instax film cartridges into either an ornament or simply a picture frame. So I hope this is the video you were looking for. If not, and you're just curious, I hope you'll stick around. So let's see what we can do. First, I am going to get started by showing you the whole process. So even though I have all these empty film cartridges, I'm going to show you what it's like to get a brand new, or rather a used, empty cartridge right out of the camera when you print your last photo, and then I'm gonna use that photo. Let's see, so I took some pictures recently and I hadn't printed them yet. I think I want to use one of these rose pictures. Oh, I definitely want to print this one of my toddler admiring a dinosaur. I love this camera. This is the Instax Mini Evo. I promise this video is not a review of the camera, but while it's printing, I love that it's an instant print digital hybrid, which means that obviously it has the digital LED screen and it has storage on it so that you can save photos to the camera. And this one is upside down. And you can print them later, which is what I'm doing right now. So rather than being a true instant print where you snap the photo and it prints right away, it saves it to the camera and you can print later. So I think I had 3 pictures left, so that's one, and I'll print this one, and then the cartridge will be empty. But like I said, I do have about 1 million of these cartridges in random places. Every time I think that I've used all of them for a craft, I find more of them buried in a desk drawer somewhere. But I've been using these cameras, these Instax cameras, for a few years now, and from day one, it just didn't sit well with me to just throw away the cartridges. Now let me make sure. Yes, so I have 0 photos left. Let's just test it. Yes, there's no remaining film. Okay, so it didn't sit well with me to just throw all of this plastic away every time I went through a pack of film. So I saved them, and I knew there must be something that I could do with them. And of course, I found a use for them, and I'm going to show you what that is. So as you can see, this one is not decorated, it's just a picture frame. And the way I do that is by just popping this layer of film or plastic, whatever that is, popping that open, flipping it back, and you slide the picture right in, and voila, you have a picture frame, and it stands up. I know you can't really see that in the video, but it does. It stands up, and I love it. Now, you can take that to another level by decorating them. As you can see on this one, I've glued on some seashells, and then I had my handy husband drill a hole in the top, and I threaded through some of this DIY stretch cord And now I have a whole collection of these. I literally have a whole stack of them right here that I use as Christmas ornaments. So like in these red ones, this is my grandmother and I at Christmas. This one is my husband when he was a kid with his siblings and his grandmother at Christmas. Another one of me and my cousins and grandparents at Christmas. So I printed a bunch of old family Christmas photos from my camera. And then of course in these ones, they're all beach pictures. And I was going for like a beach themed Christmas tree. So what I'm going to do now is decorate. So you can craft with me if you would like, if you have some craft supplies handy, or if you're just watching this video for inspiration, I invite you to stick around and join me for the process and see what I can come up with. I decided to do this one green, I think. I don't really like this, so with some of the Instax pictures, they have just the traditional white border, but this pack of film that I had, it has this colorful, scaly border on it. I like the picture. I'm not crazy about the border, but for now we'll focus on the picture frame. And let me see, I have my paint brushes, I've got some paint. So this one, I don't know if I'm going to use it as an ornament or something else. I had an idea to decorate it with maybe some flower stickers and lace or something. I'm not positive. My grandmother loves flowers, and so I was thinking about making something for her. Now, there are different types of paint that you can use for this, and I can't remember if this kind works or not. The first time I tried painting these, whatever paint I used did not stick, and it just, I thought it was drying, and it kind of was drying, and then it just like peeled off. So I hope this one is the one that works. We'll find out. So yeah. Anyways, while I'm doing this, I thought it might be a good time to introduce myself, since this is my first video of this kind on my channel. My name is Janie of Mindful Sojourn, and I guess you could say I'm a lifelong crafter, but I've dabbled in different types of crafting. I've, learned how to sew when I was very young, because both of my grandmothers were seamstresses and crafters. So they both gave me sewing lessons when I was a kid, and I, dabble with drawing and painting, and I got into scrapbooking when I was in middle school, and so I've tried my hand at multiple different, multiple types of crafting, and my recent crafting addiction is junk journaling. I actually wanted to get back into scrapbooking because I have a lot of travel photos and travel ephemera or memorabilia from my trips, like, train tickets, airplane tickets, receipts from cool shops that I didn't want to forget. And I have a whole collection of these things just sitting in a decorative box in my living room. And I thought, it's time to actually do something with them. So I thought that I would get back into scrapbooking, but when I was looking on YouTube for ideas for like page layouts for scrapbooking, I stumbled upon junk journaling videos. Now this will get a little bit messy. There's just no way to avoid it. So I stumbled across some junk journaling videos and went down the junk journal rabbit hole, and I just fell in love with junk journaling. It just really, it spoke to me as in multiple ways, because I love that junk journaling is bookbinding. Like, you use traditional bookbinding techniques and methods for binding the journals. I love that. I'm a lifelong book lover and reader. I love everything about books. I have books that I know I will probably never read, but they're, you know, it might be like a beautiful copy or has some kind of sentimental meaning behind it. And so I'm a book collector. I just love books. And so that was one of the things that I liked about junk journaling, is that it uses bookbinding methods. The other thing about junk journaling that really spoke to me was the repurposing and recycling aspect. I loved that it gives you a way to repurpose items that you would normally throw away. Why am I rambling about junk journaling? Because I do plan on, well, not plan on, I'm in the process of mass making a batch of junk journals that I do plan to sell in an Etsy shop, which is forthcoming. So be on the lookout for that if you're interested. But really, it's not just about junk journaling. I wanted to get into my name, The Mindful Sojourn, and really all of this recycling, photo cartridges and junk journaling, it all comes back to Mindful Sojourn. As you can see, this paint is, I might need to let it dry and do a couple layers. I think that's what I did with the other ones to get like a solid coat. So anyways, so Mindful Sojourn, what does it mean? Why not go with something crafty, you know, Janie's crafting corner, or I'm just playing around with different textures of this since it's still wet. So yeah, why not something crafty? Why not, you know, Janie's bookbinding or whatever? Well, so I already had the name Mindful Sojourn on Instagram, and I post primarily, well, before I had a kid, I posted primarily travel content, and even if it's not from a recent trip, I would post, you know, travel flashbacks and stuff, and I would try to write about mindfulness and traveling mindfully and mindfulness even in everyday life. I like how this is turning out with this texture, but I definitely want to add some more coats. So while this is drying, I am going to move on with one that I already have prepared and painted. I feel like I'm on a cooking show, you know, where all the food is nicely pre-prepped and chopped. Just want to make sure I'm not going to get this paint on everything. So anyways, I would write about, or try to write about, mindfulness in a lot of my posts. And so the name Mindful Sojourn, mindfulness, if you've never heard of it, is the practice of being present in the simplest, quickest way to describe it. It is being present. It's the practice of being present and being aware of your everything, your actions, your thoughts, and more importantly, the consequences of your actions and your thoughts, and realizing how they affect you and the people around you. That is mindfulness in a nutshell. I'm sure there's a better explanation of it elsewhere. You can research that or check out some of my posts for more information. And then sojourn. What does that mean? I don't know if this is working. I'll give that a minute to heat up. But sojourn is basically just an old, nice word for a journey. A sojourn is a journey or a temporary stay in a place. So, you know, it's basically a trip. It's a vacation. It's when you go somewhere for a temporary stay and you're just passing through. So the meaning of mindful sojourn is, actually, I kind of like how that looks. Those colors. So to sojourn mindfully, that can be on a very personal, individual level. It can be in your daily life, sojourning mindfully. But it can also be literally sojourning mindfully when you take a trip. So it's about traveling mindfully and being aware of your footprint as you go, and respecting the places that you visit, and respecting the culture in the place that you're visiting. To me, that's what it means to sojourn mindfully. But also, I mean, so a sojourn is a temporary stay in a place. So, I mean, that is also what life is. Life is a temporary stay in this world, and we, you know, to be the healthiest that we can be as we sojourn through this life, the best, sorry, I'm distracted. I'm trying to decide which of these I want to use. The healthiest that we can be on this journey is by being mindful and practicing mindfulness. I'm not sure actually if I want to use one of these, so bear with me a moment while I decide. I also thought about maybe gluing on some of these fussy cut flowers. This was actually, sorry, I'm totally interrupting myself. These were photos that I took with one of my instant print cameras. It was, you know, one of these types of prints, and they didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to, but I didn't want to waste the photo, so I just fussy cut the flowers out, and I have been saving them. I knew I could use them eventually for something. I might use them now. I'm not sure. I might want to add some more lace. So I'm just playing around. I'm just gonna see how this looks. So anyways, yeah. I don't remember where I left off describing mindfulness and mindful sojourn. But anyways, hopefully I finished my thought before I derailed myself. This is actually a little longer than I needed. So yeah, I already had that name on Instagram, and so when I decided to start making crafting videos, I decided to just keep the name, because a lot of the crafts that I plan to do, a lot of the items that I will be making, and some of which I'll be selling, a lot of them fit with that, those principles of mindfulness. I should probably take the picture out while I do this so I don't get glue on the picture. So to get the photo out, you just kind of wiggle it back out. But yeah, I knew that a lot of the things that I would be making, like these repurposed film cartridges and junk journals, I knew a lot of it would fit with this principle and concept of being mindful, you know, not wanting to be wasteful, use up what you have, you know, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. I'm trying to apply that in my life in as many areas as possible, just to avoid being wasteful. And I mean, oh crap, that's hot. Holy cow. I always forget how hot this stuff is. Holy moly. Dang, that hurts. And that was on my nail. Mother lover. Anyways, whew, be careful with this stuff. When they say hot glue, it's really hot. Anyways, yeah, I am not perfect by any means. I'm not saying that oh wait, I want to make it match. I'm not perfect. I don't recycle as much as I should, and you know, I don't have a carbon zero footprint or whatever, but I'm doing the best I can. I mean, I could do better, but I'm getting there, you know. Every little bit helps, I think. So, again, I am experimenting live. This is a live experiment. Now, do I want to cut these corners and make it a little more rounded? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it for now. And I apologize for the sniffles. I am getting over a cold thanks to my toddler. I have no idea where he got it. Initially, I was hoping that he just had a runny nose from teething, but alas, now I have it and I'm not teething, so it must have been something we picked up on one of our adventures. I'm liking how this is turning out. If you're crafting along with me, I hope yours is turning out the way that you would like. Now, do I do this or do I put a flower on here? I think I might save these. I don't know how it would look with the picture. Let's see. Didn't I print 3? Oh, the other one was the museum. Okay. I like that. I really like that. Okay. I love how it's just this lacy frame. Now, yeah, I think I'm gonna save this because I think I have something else in mind that I want to use these for. So I think I'm going to, that's not very sticky. I think I'm gonna pop that on right there. So yeah, that's who I am. I mean, at least in terms of my social media and YouTube. Mindful Sojourn, I probably won't stick with one niche. I will probably dabble in multiple areas, including crafting and travel inspiration. My crafting will also include some travel stuff, photography, obviously. I don't know, I'm a little, ooh, there's some glue dripping. Dang it. Oh, monkey lover. Oh, monkey lover, that's hot. Don't do that. Don't do what I do. Do better. Don't burn your fingers with hot glue. Anyways, yeah, I'll probably be pretty random. I mean, I'll try to stick with something consistent that you can count on in my travels and videos and crafting. I don't even know if I'm gonna save this audio. We'll see how it goes. I might just put music over this if I listen to it later and I don't like how I sound. But I really like how this turned out. I think I'm gonna give this to my grandma. She loves flowers. Yeah, I think I really like this. Now you could fray the edges, you could ink the edges, you know, to make it look aged. You could add, if I had some pearls, oh, that would look really nice. Just some bling. You could add some, you know, pearls along the edge, or what are those things, rhinestones or whatever. You could even do that along the sides. There's so much that you can do with these. I love this. But I think my favorites are the seashells. They will always be my favorite because I love the beach and I have a huge collection of shells. So but I love this one. I love this for my grandmother. It's simple, it's quick, it's easy, and of course this is the simplest and easiest way to reuse your film cartridges. Take it out of the camera, pop the photo in, and call it a day. You can stack up a bunch of these if you have your cameras or other photos displayed somewhere in your house. Just stick these there along with them, adding to your photo display. And then of course you can make them Christmassy, turn them into an ornament to hang from your tree. So that's that. Thank you for sticking around. If you're still here, if you watched this whole video, thank you for crafting with me. I hope you were inspired, and I hope you are inspired to find ways to reuse and recycle things that you would normally throw away, like empty foam cartridges. And I hope it inspires you to do that in as many areas as you can, and to be crafty and creative along the way. Thanks. Bye.